last where I left you. The adventures of this still-to-be-named band of adventurers has come to the city of Balfudum. After weeks of travel and ambushes by drow and the like, finally have come to this place to help to deliver a potion of some sort, a cure to a disease that seems to be ravaging its way through the populace of the mining populace of Balfudum. That divine or alchemical means seems to avert them. You all have delivered the potion and have been paid wages, and I've also offered your extended assistance with the potion through some begrudging parties. They accept your assistance, allowing you stay on payment from the crown, essentially, to stay for about a week or so until the plague or whatever it is either subsided or has found a suitable cure. You all have begun. You wasted no time in speaking with the spy master as well, finding out his various means, and also beginning work almost immediately on the potion itself. Which brings me to the different roles you have all done. So, to begin, a lot of nat 20s and very high rolls for this one, so very good. For Kinyara, you did healing. You looked through the blood to see if what divine nature it had undergone, or what divine magic can do to this. You find that whatever is ailing this blood, making it clot and almost suck, making it clawed and become almost an ichor, a big black ichor. I'll just trade this. You find that it does have elements of evil to it. That there is like an evil being, an evil deity behind this. Whether that is Lolth, that is a bit more ostentatious. However, from your personal experience, that's so. There we go.
Okay, now you're a little loud.
Yeah, there we go. How's that? Is that better?
Yeah.
I would say
the
music was starting to blot you out.
Yeah, I don't know why I was doing that. But anyways. But, yes, you do find that it does have some elements of evil deity blessing, as it were, almost. Or curse, something akin to that. Let's see. For Kiyome, you went through the library, perusing the different works and mentions of contagions, curses, or anything of the like. You do find a very obscure reference in almost a paper-thin pamphlet. Like, you almost miss it. But because of your nat 20, you're able to find it. A small pamphlet, written in a very strange dialect of Dwarf. you're not as familiar with this one. It seems
Tongues.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say, but with your tongues, you can read it. It's just something that you notice that this is a very old dialect. Like, this is almost primordial. Well, not primordial, but very, very old. Dwarven. But it does mention that a incident almost 500 years ago in a similar way of a plague spreading over Iraq's with similar symptoms until it eventually just disappeared almost. In the pamphlet, as said, the book you find is not even a book; it's almost a pamphlet. A very informative pamphlet, but almost maybe 10 pages. Let's see. Cyrus isn't here, but I will get to her later. Len, you are actually using the potion that Orem had made and actually like kind of mixing it with the blood to see what it exactly does. And at first the potion doesn't seem to do anything until you start like actually agitating it, and then it seems to actually work. The potion does seem to return some of the thinness and the viscosity of the blood until after about, and you could have swore you can see a little bit of red. Like, it does line up, it does begin lighting up into almost a very dark red, and then somehow the blood just turns back into that, it returns to the Icar state. After about 10 minutes or so of you doing, well, not 10 minutes, 5 minutes of you doing the agitation. You're able to compare it to, like, after that 5 minutes, you compare it to another vial of blood, and it seems better, but not by much.
So this probably ain't gonna help much.
With a small dosage you had done, that the potion in its base state, no. It does seem to need some sort of assistance, as it were.
Alright. I will pass that along.
Alright, so you just put that in your notes. Alright.
That does make a certain amount of sense. It seems to be, at least in part, guided by a nefarious hand.
Alright, unless there are objections, you all can go about this for about 2 up to 3 hours. It would be, you got there about noon. It took you maybe an hour or two to do the whole delivery, maybe 2. So it is rolling to, for your bodies it feels more to sunset, though you're not exactly able to tell because of the Because one, you're indoors, and secondly, you're underground.
So you're saying to our bodies it feels like it's been a while?
Yes, it has been a while. It does feel like that. Yeah.
What does my watch say?
What? You have a watch?
I'm pretty sure one of us has a timepiece.
I
I
don't.
recall someone having one.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's right. Timepiece. Is it an actual like clock?
Yeah.
Okay. So a small like pocket watch, I imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's about 4, maybe 5 p.m.
Okay.
And at that point, you have the head out. Runewood, the alchemist, does come in after about this time, and greets you all. So, have we been able to find anything?
High dosage. You need high dosage, and they probably could use supplemental medication.
I noticed that as well.
Well, there seems, from what I found, there seems to be some form of nefarious divine hand in play.
How so?
It looks like it's being guided, for lack of a better term. I don't exactly have any markings to know which divinity in particular.
That is something that we our clerks have not been able to find. Thank you. That is noticeable. Any other findings?
I'll hand her the pamphlet.
Yep.
She reads the title. This is almost 500 years old. She after skimming through it, it's a very small pamphlet. She closes it, hands it back. Not much to go on, but that it does show that this has been done before. What this has come by before, therefore it has either stopped, it was either cured or quarantined. Let us hope for the former. Yes?
Is there an author on that pamphlet? I know it's been 500 years, but if the person's relatively well known, maybe we can track like where the last event happened, unless that's detailed in the pamphlet.
Well, according to the event, it happened all across the rocks. It spread from... Unfortunately, it's not even this piece isn't even detailed enough to say that. But only that a plague of some sort swept through your rocks, claiming many lives. And unfortunately, the 500 years ago is... Many of our tomes and knowledge are lost from there. Even other cities, I would know. We've contacted many other cities, and they also do not have information that go past some 300 years. But, and unfortunately, it seems scribbled out. Magus. She goes up to you and do you have prestidigitation?
Naturally.
If you could cast that on this scribbling, please.
Skadoosh.
You kind of wave your hands and kind of form it, doing my miracle, kind of returning it to its former point. Velen Nafar. Can't say I know, ever heard of that, but I will look as best I can. Well, either way, you have brought us quite a bit of information, and the potion to begin with. I can rightly say that you all have been helping us more than most in these past months, and we appreciate it. Fresh eyes are always appreciated. And as much as I would like to continue study, we have been studying this for nearly 3 days straight this one time, so we will be closing the alchemist shop for a few hours. So I would suggest that you all get some sleep, get some rest. We will, if you still wish to peruse, to go through information, you are welcome to, though I also imagine if you want more information, I imagine you would actually want to head to the Grand Library itself. That might have more information. Ours is more towards alchemy. You might find more something on this Villain Nafar or another plague of the mention. Should that be your thing? Questions?
When she's mentioning the library, she's talking about a a library local to the city versus some sort of grand thing over there.
She seems to speak of one that's at least somewhat nearby.
Okay.
You may ask. You may ask if Shoichi means.
Yeah. I will. I'll speak up. This library you mentioned, is it in Balforum or somewhere else?
Yes, it is. It is. Let me double check something before I say anything. That's close. It is technically in Balforum, but it is considered minorly independent.
Balforum adjacent.
Yes, it is near enough that we claim protection over it, but they see themselves as a independent society. It is a small order of scholars that protect the place. Trying to gather information.
Well, a place like that sounds useful even for things beyond ancient ailments. I'll be looking over to the rest of the group.
Yeah. So we do have another job we need to be getting to also.
That is true.
I understand.
However, we made amazing time here, so I think we could at least, poke our nose in the library and, still get to where we need to be.
Oh, I understand. You have... Do not doubt, you have despite what most others might think, you have helped us beyond measure. You have brought us something that might just cure this and can ensure that Balforum will not have to shut itself in, as it were, and die. And for that, I thank you. If you are to leave, though, I would ask that you, before you leave, see me one last time. For the gold is good, but I know the life of an adventurer well enough that having other things is good. Alchemy is my specialty, and I offer my services to bring about some things that might help.
Thank you.
I bid you good night, then. And she goes off through the door. Oh, and she comes like, before I forget, though, you might want to leave soon. The maesters will be coming by with their wards, and they prefer having things clean before they begin the warding.
Alright. To the library, then?
Yes, sounds like a good idea. Okay. Just because I don't remember, and I do want to note it down, what was her name again?
She has not given her full name, but she is known as Head Alchemist Runewood.
Runewood? Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So, so before you head out, are you going to be doing anything before you leave the laboratories?
No, I think I'm good.
Negative.
I would actually like to see the Spy Master to see if I can gain access to that memory crystal of his.
Alright, so you will be heading out of the laboratory for that. Okay, so as you all begin to leave, you do see these dwarves with bloody hell, what was that? With dark blue hoods over them. Their faces can't be seen, obscured by some kind of shadow, as it sounds like. As they walk past you, you see them casting spells of various different natures. You may make spellcraft checks if you so desire.
Pretty sure I know what that. Sure, why not?
That is if you desire.
Okay. Did people see my test, by the way? I just want to make sure that my computer's properly connected to things.
See your what?
Hold on. I just typed test into chat. I'm not seeing anything pop up.
Nope, nothing popped up.
17.
And it's not showing you in the Roll20 either.
17 for the spellcraft.
Because you're in my game.
Oh, I could have sworn. Oh, shit. Could have sworn I clicked that one. Like right next to each other. Okay.
12.7. Yeah, that's fine. That's high. That's high enough. They're casting as Runewood said, they're casting different warding spells, alarm, actual explosive runes, or something like that.
Jesus. Got this place on lockdown.
No kidding.
Well, with what you just brought them, yeah. And there, as you leave, there's at least 6 of them in this one building going through it, though they all seem to be heading around the room that you just came out of on the floor that seems to be the area for working on the potion, and those seem to have the most wards, if any. Okay. Oof. That was weird. Wrong number. Oof. Didn't work there for a second. Okay. So, you head out into the streets, where you see Runewood, where you see several alchemists head off to their days. The one who had exploded earlier seems to have exploded themselves again. So this time with blue ash. You're not quite sure about that one. But there are a few guards outside, keeping an eye over the seemingly single entrance into the alchemist facility as the maesters finish up. And you said you wanted to head to Jervin.
If that's the library, yeah.
Well, I wanted to head to Jervin.
Alright, so, do you all go with him, or would you like to go to yourself?
I'd like to go.
Oh, go
I see
with
no reason not to go.
Yeah, go with him to Jervin. Okay. So, once more, you find yourself in the, the Imperial Palace, as it were, the Imperial Pyramid. Many of past the guards, they recognize you, so they know that you have some sort of business here, and one does seem to go off in the area that you saw, that you do remember that Jervin had was set up in. And as you're approaching his door, the door actually opens to you, and he actually greets you before the door. Aye, lads, how can I help you? You seem to have a bonus, huh?
Hello there. We're not going to be staying in the forum proper for that long. But I was wondering if I could have access to that memory orb from when we first met.
For what purpose do you need it for? He crosses his arms as he says this, kind of eyeing you up.
Oh, well, I'm sure you will hear about it if you haven't heard already. Part of the ailment that's been going around, I believe, does have a divine hand in play, and that shifty Tengu alchemist that we met before I was...
But as you're saying, he's like, okay, no more, come in, get in here. He shuffles you all in and quickly looks looks about. Some people do kind of look back. He turns to you all. You're all right, was it? I'll be right with you. And the door closes firmly, and then you hear a faint. First you hear some kind of mumbling, and then and then you hear some more muffling. The door opens, and you see Jervin pocket something and close the door.
Okay.
Right then. You need to be careful where you say that, lad.
I'll nod. Okay.
Alright. So, let me see if I can follow your thinking here. You're thinking that maybe this Autumn fella has something to do with actually creating the curse or something?
That's my thought. I wanted to look and see if there were any maybe hidden totems or symbols that I didn't catch at first glance.
Alright then. Well, I think that's good enough reason to take it out. You have to excuse me, that's just that most of the time, most people don't get to see that twice. Let alone interact with it twice. Alright, so, if your hunches are correct, and to be doubly sure, or, in fact, in this place, quadruply check, sure, as he pulls out the orb once more and seems to. Luckily, it's got one last shot for the day before it is finished. Before I need to do things to it. So, he places the orb on a much smaller table now. I'm going to want you all to put your hands on it. And remember it. Because now we need every little bit of information that we can for it. If you could, please.
Okay. I'll add my memories to the minority report device.
I'll accommodate the man.
Kianara? Kill me. Yeah.
I don't have anything against this.
Okay. Three for now will be fine. We'll have to ask Cyrus what she does later, and Lynn if she somehow gets him. Everyone just flat 20.
Just roll every d20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 17.
It fell off the table. Let me find it and roll again. 19.
Okay. So 11 was yours, Tristan?
Yeah.
So 11, 17, and 19. Okay. As you all pull your separate memories together, you feel the magic once more take on your memories. Seemingly wrapping up your arms slowly and then turning into your aura as your aura of magic touches the orb, and once more the hologram-like projection displays out and thrusts you into Orm's spell shop. Some parts seem grainy, but then seem to stabilize more as time passes on. All right.
Okay.
And once more, you're in Orm's shop.
Awesome. Let me mark these off.
Alright, you can take your hands off the orb. It'll allow for a bit of time until you dispel it.
Okay. This is surreal.
Right, it is. In fact, as much like last time, you can almost sort of smell the the ingredients and the alchemicals once more, but you're not sure if that is your mind playing tricks on you, or the magic, or you're like, eh.
As a point of interest, David does have a question.
What's up?
Since this is comprised of all of our various memories of this place, does that mean they would be able to pick up the smells to the same degree I would?
They would need to find out. They would need to test that to find out.
Okay. Well, I will look around what I can of this memory construct to see if maybe there is a disguised totem or disguised symbology of any deity things. Things like maybe an item that has been disguised, or something like maybe a symbol that maybe can only be seen from a certain angle, since I know some people were walking around and browsing. Things of that nature. If there's any like, say, stitching in the Tengu's outfit that seems odd. That kind of, hidden stealth.
No, yeah, okay. You may go ahead and roll perception for that. Anyone else? What were they doing?
I'm going to assist, I guess.
Ooh,
Same.
cool.
Okay. Is there any particular thing that you wish to do that Kianara might not be able to do?
I like that. That's a good question.
I'm not sure there is. Let's see, I'm guessing things like detect magic and stuff's not going to work in here.
I would think that would detect the entire construct.
That's my point. It would be overshadowed. But what I can do is offer you
These gloves, it'll magically help you.
no, a potion of heightened awareness.
Oh, snap.
Plus 2 perception and knowledge for 10 minutes.
Awesome.
Nice. Kyome, is there anything you would like to do besides that they can't do about this particular memory?
I literally don't think there's anything I could do that's different.
Okay, no, just asking.
Okay.
Or is there anything particular that you would be looking for that Kinara hasn't said? Because Kinara is seeming to look for cult-like symbols.
Not really. Not that I can think of, at least.
Alright. And, is that with the assists and all that?
With the assist is the +2 notations down below there. Though I only included one since Kiyomi's kind of like,
Alright. You just got a normal assist, right, Tristan?
A normal assist plus the potion, yeah.
Oh, whoops. Okay. If his assist also counts, then that would be +4. Give me a second.
Yeah. So it's just like 10. It was 10 plus, not that 20.
And 30. Okay. No nat 20s here, by the way. I'm just providing the totals.
Oh yeah, I'm just making sure. It's just that when it comes to doing this for when it does the modifier of assistance, I like it that if someone critically assists, you actually add a +4 automatically.
Oh, so
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't crit, so...
It's been a while. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Or-
Yep. There we go. Yep.
All right. So, So you're looking at Orem himself, more or less, by the sound of it.
Yeah, because he was one of the targets. I know I specifically mentioned, as an example, things like stitching that might be odd. That someone might miss at a glance, and subtle things.
As you approach Orem, you're able to see Orem. You're actually able to phase through the cupboard a little bit. You're not able to see all of Orem, since, well, actually, no, you're able to see quite a good bit of it because you were able to see him walk past. It's just that some detail is lost because this is of your memories, not as he would always be. But as you look at him, he is currently in kind of a gesture of one of his gestures of kind of openness. This seems to be the point of when he was offering you a job of going to Cremona. As you do approach, you see that one of the interesting things is that the sleeves seem to go completely over where the hands would be, or in his case, his wings. Because if I remember correctly, Tengu for Pathfinder have that. Okay, no, they do have claws. The sleeves are almost comically oversized, like they kind of hang a little bit like a little hoodie, almost, past his hands. But now that you're also looking at it, you can see that it drapes very, very low from where his arm is, hypothetically, since that you know it, to hide his feathers and to hold them.
Okay.
Besides that, it's a very well-made uniform. Very well-made. Hand-stitched, it seems. Hand-tailored. By whom, you're not sure. And with that high perception check for that, you do, as you kind of go around him, along with Jervin, as he is also kind of looking around the room with you all. You don't notice it at first, because it's a bit strange, but along the collar of where the hood is, you do notice that the light is a bit strange. And the closer you look into it, you do notice that it is like various symbols, but it is actually of symbols of the known gods, of almost every known god. Nethys, Iomedae, Nergaber. You even see some that you recognize. Horus, Sekhmet, Solka. And some you don't even recognize. And this isn't just on its collar, but all along, like anywhere that has like a seam or a line, it's these symbols woven into it.
Okay. You said it was most of the deities, including some other obscure ones.
He does not seem to have ones that... Oh, quick religion check. No, wait, you already did religion. Divine insight with that. You don't see ones that are inherently extremely evil, such as Lamashtu. Ones who are like devoted to demons and the like, he does not seem to have. Like, who are actually some really nasty Pathfinder deities. But yeah, Lamashtu is one of the bigger ones.
Okay.
That are just straight up evil. Rovagug is not there. That's a good sign. And Zongathon is not there. Asmodeus is not there.
Okay. That is rather... That's actually rather interesting. He can't possibly be an acolyte of all of them.
Or could he?
Dun dun dun! He's cracked the potion of immortality. Okay. Looking at that, I will go around and look at his at his the wares on his like the display wares. Assuming he has display stuff.
Mm-hmm. Various salts and all that. Though you do see a strange one. Let me see if you would even know what this is.
Oh, it's a night howler from Zootopia.
No, it is not. You do see, though, near the entrance, something that didn't catch your eye at first. But now you do... Like, it seemed innocuous, but now that you're remembering it, it's like, oh, that's weird. On a rope, a circle with another circle beyond, beneath it, all brought together with various ropes and feathers and symbols. Actually, no, just various ropes written in some kind of strange pattern. It's maybe a little bigger than your hand when you look at it, but it is hung a bit high over the door. Nothing that would chime with it. Does not seem to be a chime.
Is there anything I should roll to identify what it is? David is thinking Dreamcatcher, but I would presume you would say Dreamcatcher if it was obviously that.
With that religion score, and with the fact that you're all Firebrands, one of you does recall reading in a book of one of the older tribals to the east of Urox had believed in being able to catch spirits or bad dreams. This is a dream catcher.
Oh,
neat. It is indeed a dream catcher. But the connotations are that it seems to catch evil entities of some kind. Minor ones, but still.
Okay. Unless someone else has noticed something, I haven't seen anything particularly nefarious.
Not that I've noticed.
Jervin pipes up after looking on. Oh, I'll give you one thing. This is a strange Tengu.
In what way? You seem more familiar with them.
Only in rumor, more or less. We don't really get how many Tengus this far down. They're mostly in the north, over by the closer to the New Dynasty. They're usually closer there, or maybe near the Ronis territories. They don't usually go here. But with the fact of how weird he is, I don't know. He strikes me as a strange alchemist. What do you think, Len? You're an alchemist. What do you make of him?
I'd say a little eccentric, but not harmfully so.
Have you brought up your findings, Kalash?
Since I'm that close, I will point out along his collar here are the emblems for most of the deities, including Sekhmet and several of the old ones. However, I'm not seeing any emblems of particularly evil ones, like Lolth, Asmodeus, or any of them. None of them appear present along the symbols.
And just for your note, it's not just the collar; it's anywhere that would have a seam, like even on the bottom of his sleeves, where they would be sewn up. Anywhere that has where it would be sewn up seems to have those symbols.
Okay.
And at that, Joe's like, that's really excessive.
Actually, he can't possibly be an acolyte of all of them. Even though they are good, they don't necessarily like one another. At least not all of them.
He looks at one over this one, and he's got the symbol of Nurgabur. That's an interesting one. Well, not very interesting, but he does seem to ride the line of it. I have sort of heard of something like this. Not to this extent, mind you. But pretty damn close. But the closest I've ever heard is the fact that since it's a polytheistic society, some people like to invoke the predictions and blessings of all the gods. The fact is basically, excuse me. The fact of the matter is they simply don't worship any one god, more or less. It's more of they wish to do the work of. They wish to just do their work, and maybe do a thing for the deity every once in a while. But I don't know. I've never actually seen anyone go through the process. So this is interesting. What could you possibly do to have to need? What do you do to think that you need to invoke all the gods to do? I can think of our plague, but I would think one of the gods would have bopped him on the head if he had thought of that.
Maybe they're more talented than you're giving them credit for.
I would. When we actually met him, I was struck that he was one with. With his own agenda. From what I've seen here, I don't think he's I don't believe he's directly involved in the plague, but you're right. Yeah, you're right, Driven, to invoke this much, provided this catches any of their attentions.
Because the gods don't really try to intervene too much, but I imagine if somebody was doing that work through, they would have sent somebody. Especially Nagabar. Because Nagabar does like a good plague, everyone does like a good poison every once in a while, but nothing this big. So we can rule him out. The thing I don't like the thing I find is I don't think he's connected to this, at least in the general sense. Not from the evidence I've seen, he's not connected. The only thing he's connected with is the potion, and we commissioned him for it. Because why would you cure your own potion? Why would you cure your own plague? Because really, we paid a potion.
Well, beyond that, going that route, curing a ancient plague that has no known cure could get you audiences.
There's that too.
This is true.
So then the question becomes, if we wish to follow it, is it just for the power that notoriety brings, or another purpose? The entire lands around here are rife with various power shifts. But at that point we might be overthinking things.
Oh yeah. Believe me, it can lead to a whole lot of shit. And honestly, there's also another thing that I've run into. Sometimes there are just some strange motherfuckers in this world who just are strange, with no reason. They just do what they do, with no reason. They don't want fame, no power, no nothing. But with this guy, I'm keeping an eye on him. Speaking of, I think we have a better suit to go on. I don't think we need this man's shop anymore. But I do have to ask you a quick question. That's it, if you don't mind.
What is your question?
He kind of goes over to the orb and taps on it a bit. The hologram dispels. So what progress would you ever get on the potion, if any? I haven't been able to get any reports myself. Runewood likes keeping things close to the chest. And you're the first I'm hearing. She'll probably bring reports in 10 minutes. But I'd like to hear your thoughts, since you're a rather well-learned bit of adventurist.
We learned some stuff about, dosage, effectiveness, that kind of thing. A lot of, technical minutia that, really isn't all that interesting.
I'm a spy master, boy. This is kind of my job. If you wish to give brief overview, that's fine. Like, what did it do?
It treated the poison.
Did it cure it? Did it permanently cure it, though?
It helps the existing immune system, but it requires supplementary medication.
Ah, damn. Of course, there's always getting something. Well, at least it's getting something. Anything else?
I've already mentioned the divine connection.
Yeah.
So one of them has an interest in it.
Or multiple. Great. Looking into that. Anything else?
Not that I can think of.
Well, I do have a question for you, Len.
Aye.
I'll look over at Len. Does from what you saw, could the cure in fact be a catalyst agent to something?
Oh, is it possible?
A catalyst for what, though? Do you have? You sound like you have something in mind.
I'm probably just overthinking things again. Just because something is a cure doesn't mean that's all it is.
Aye.
No, I shouldn't entertain these thoughts until after we get back from the library to see if we find anything else. I wouldn't want to chase someone down just for following their own virtues and just assume it's connected to this.
When you say library, I assume you don't just mean the Alchemist Library and not the Royal Library.
I believe it was a library that's within Belforum's sphere of influence, but not...
Ah, the Grand Library.
Yes.
No, that'll do. Well, if there was bound to be information about anything near around here, that's them. That'll be them. Well, you might find something. What it is, I'm not sure. Half the time, I'm not even sure what they know. They know what they know. To be honest, they're kind of like you Firebrands, like collecting things. But they're not a guild. Just a couple people bringing information together. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird, but also not. I don't know. Point is, if you go looking in there, you'll probably find it, whatever it is.
Well, thank you for your assistance, Jervin.
Right. Thank you again, lads and lasses. Alright, now get going then, and do try to keep this quiet. I don't want to keep doing things to people, eh? No news is good news, eh?
Yes.
Alright, off you go then. You exit the door and are back in the royal hallways. What would you like to do?
Well, as I recall, it is rather late.
Before we retire for the night, I'd like to go to a part of the city that actually has sky.
You would like to return to the surface?
Yes,
To the
that would be
surface city?
nice.
That's fine, because the surface city is where your inn is. Or rather, where most of the inns are. They never really gave you an inn. They just basically said, "Here's a carte blanche. Don't spend too much."
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's where they fucked up.
I mean, they'll come. If you spend too much, they'll count that as your reward and might actually ask for recompense. There's only so much. Alright.
Understand the consequences of what they said.
So by the sound of it, you're heading up back up to the city, to the circus.
That's the idea, anyway.
Yep. So yeah, I think retire for the night, head to the Grand Library in the morning.
See,
Oh, okay. C. You're saying C. Okay.
see.
So you head back to the elevators. A different dwarf is there now. A female dwarf with short blonde hair, but very decorated braids. After a time, you all step in with a few others, and a few minutes more pass. She looks at her timepiece, and finally says, "Last call, 1 minute." And after a minute, pulls on the lever, and you all slowly, relatively quickly, ascend back up to the main government building, where you leave the somewhat humid cave to fresh air as the cool summer night begins to take you. Because I believe it is actually nearing the end of summer. So yes, the summer night meets you with very brisk winds since you're up on the mountains. Several torches flicker with a few patrols. Though some of those automatic lightings are illuminating the streets with low warm lights, and the city seems to still be relatively alive. Well up, and let me see if I can. Where's Balfour? Where's Balfour proper? Damn it!
Yeah,
It has been plagued by dragons. It is now a crater.
No.
Zool, mother. Zool.
Really, we're still inside the memory orb.
Damn it, where'd it go? Weird.
Nom 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 nom.
Eric, why? Why did you eat the map?
Did I layer it?
Because the map is me.
No, I did not layer it.
Wouldn't that be a quirk? Be a really good navigator and just be jealous of any maps that aren't yours.
I could see that as a character. It's like, man, those are really nice maps. I want those maps. Oh well, there we go. Just boop, boop. There we go, much better. As a reminder of what it looks like.
Da, 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 da.
So yes. The city is still somewhat bustling. It seems. Is there anything or any particular inn? Actually, the city is yours to explore.
Considering how long we've been working, I think I'm just gonna get a rather carnivorous meal, and then find a bed.
That sounds like a fine idea. Anyone else?
Works for me. You know, find a decent like mid-grade tavern and
Is it 3-star hut? 3-star inn?
3.5, yeah.
Yeah, nice inn.
Like something nice but not ridiculous.
All right. You kind of walk around to one of the nicer parts of the of the marble corner, as it seems to be aptly called. These are relatively nice inns. You see several people have closed up shop for the day and are actually out carousing and reveling. You are brought to one particular. There are a couple inns that seem to fit the bill, as it were. Let me double check some stuff. Okay, yeah. Dragon's Roost, one of them.
Okay.
The Mountain Hall, and Meadery and more.
I'll go for the Roost.
Yeah, the roost sounds homey. The roost sounds homey.
All right, you walk into the Dragon's Roost, and warmth greets you from the mountain chill, as you are met with cheering and singing of different kinds. Banana. Oh, different now. Some conversation, but and a lot of talking going on as you are met by it. You see a large kind of counter in the middle, circular, that's surrounded by. That has a large furnace, kind of almost hanging over it. That seems to be covered and giving the general warmth of the area. And off to the side, you can kind of see the reason why it was named this Dragon's Roost, and see the remains of a dragon skull amongst the many trophies along one of the walls.
Very nice.
Several waiters and waitresses are going back and forth, barmaids, of various races and Alfines. You're getting the impression that the Undercity is meant for is pretty much almost dwarf exclusive. Up here is where most of the other people live and work. And it's attested by as you're kind of looking to see who you can talk to as the sort of big cheese, as it were.
Good.
Where is it? Damn it, where is it? There we go. Now whatever. An elven male with silver, with white hair and kind of bronze-looking skin, seems to be looking over the place overall, with a face of contempt. And he seems to be talking to the various people come to him as he's tending to different foods of some sort, and doling them out.
Okay. I will take a seat at the counter so he can finish what he needs to before getting to me.
Grab a table.
As he's looking about, he does see walls and points to a bar, to one of the bar hands, and kind of just mumbles something, even though they're like halfway around. They turn around, see him nod, and kind of dodge and maneuver their way through the various patrons. Hiya! Welcome to the Dragon's Roost. How can I help you?
Was that to me or to the table?
To the table. Because you all kind of went to the same table, right? Right?
David said he went to the bar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Since I saw them going towards a larger table, yeah, these are our waitresses around. I'll join them at the table.
Yes. How can I help you all?
What is she? Elf, dwarf, halfling.
He. is a tiefling.
Tiefling? Ah, interesting.
Green, tiefling, green skin, very small nubs of horns. Yes, how can I help you?
Your meatiest meal, please.
All right, the dragon's a platter. What about you two?
Sounds good.
Two. You then? You also?
Same thing.
Okay. Ale then? Ale for drinks.
Water.
Water. All right.
Cider for me if you got it.
Dwarven ale sounds good.
All right. Doesn't matter what ale you want. Family and any particular fruit of cider you want.
What do you have?
Oh. Well, if you take it from me, I would take some apricot cider that we just had come in. Summer's harvest and all that. Really nice and fresh for you. Nice little spice for them. That's been spiced up with some of the stuff from south. Very nice, very warm.
Sounds good.
All right. Cider, water, and any kind of meat, friend.
Surprise me.
Right then. I'll be right back. And he dodges back through. He goes back over to the elven man, and he kind of nods as he gets the order. And it's very strange because he seems. You notice that if this is the owner or whoever is the bar manager here, is rather lethargic almost. He doesn't seem to match the tempo of the rush of the inn that he's managing. Very calm and purposeful movements. A small smile on his face almost. As he's shaving off these huge chunks of meat from his counter that's just surrounded by food. Eventually the tiefling comes back around with your drinks. First is tell him, I'll be right back with your meals. I'm coming. Let's just back off. And eventually you do get does come back with these plates that are just filled to the brim with these. You're not sure if they were cooked, but you were able to see the elf just toss them straight into the furnace, and then after a couple seconds just pull them back out, and then do a few spices and seasonings, and then just bring it back. And the food is presented to you, and while you all kind of deal with that, I've got to get to my meeting.
Okay.
So I'll be back.
See you in a bit.
Alrighty.
Ja.